One of the main reasons that people lose points on factoring questions is they don't factor completely. So we're going to take a look at a multiple choice and a short answer where you could stop too early and lose some points for it. Now, first question that we're going to look at is a short answer. I believe this was either a 2 or 3 point question. Now, if you look at both of these terms, there really isn't any factoring that can be done just yet. I know a lot of people like to do the reverse FOIL to start, but for these questions, it's important to factor out any greatest common factor that we can. Now, each of these has two things in common. So I'm going to start by dividing out a 4 of each one, because 4 is a factor of both. That's the highest one I can think of. And both of them also have x's. So what I factor out goes out in front. So I'm putting that in front. And then in parentheses next to it, I'm going to put what's left. So in this case, for the first one, 4x to the third divided by 4x, the number is going to be 1, and our x is going to be x squared. For the other term, 36 divided by 4, or negative 36 divided by 4 is going to be negative 9, and the x's cancel. So now you'll notice that we have, in the parentheses, the difference of two perfect squares. Now there's no middle term, and x squared and 9 are both perfect squares. So I'm going to break this apart into x plus 3 and x minus 3. Because 3 times negative 3 will give you negative 9, and x times x gives you x squared. Now it's a factoring question, so we can stop right here, because it's factored as completely as we can factor it. Now for the next one, another factor completed question. This one has 3 terms. Now, all of these do have a 3 in common, because 18 is a factor that's 3, and the 3's do as well. However, we can't do x's. So we're going to start by dividing out 3. Now what you're going to notice is that as soon as I finish this step, I'm going to have answer 1 staring me in the face. Now, this squared right here is telling us that we could factor it some more. So if I go for 1, I'm not going to have it factored completely. So I'm going to have to go ahead and factor what's in the parentheses. So because there's a squared and there's 3 terms, I'm going to go ahead and put down 2 sets of parentheses. X's will go first. Now I need factors of 6. So for 6, it's only going to be 2 and 3, or 1 and 6. Now I have to have them add to give us negative 1. So the only way I think I can get 2 or a negative 1 is by using 2 and 3. Now to make it negative and have a negative answer when I multiply and get negative 6, 1 has to be negative. So for this reason, it's going to be negative 3 and positive 2. And although they're out of order, our answer is going to be number 2. So when you see a factoring question that says factor completely, make sure that you completely do all the factoring, because a lot of people always stop after one step and they either lose points or they fall for an incorrect answer.